Hi, welcome to Bobbins and Bows of Bear YouTube tutorial for 1x1 rib. So 1x1 rib is used for the brims of hats, cuffs of your garments and edgings, button bands, that kind of thing. It's used an awful lot. I've got an example here. This is a jumper that I'm knitting. It's the back and this is the bottom edge. So there you can see the 1x1 rib. It's a stretchy fabric. So if you can see, this here is the knit stitch, and this in between is the purl. So knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl right across the row, and that gives you this stretchy material. Okay, so I've got Amazon Super Chunky yarn, and I've got 10mm needles, and I've cast on 12 stitches. So we start with a knit. And then to go from a knit to a purl, you bring the yarn from the back, there, through the needle to the front, and then we can purl. And then we go back to a knit stitch, we bring the yarn to the back, the purl stitch, the front, the back for a knit stitch, continue like this across the row. Now we started on a knit stitch, and it's an even number of stitches, so we'll end on a purl stitch. So when we turn round, we will start on a knit. So that's your purl, so you turn round, you'll knit, so you knit over a purl. Once you've done a couple of rows, you'll be able to see the stitches, and then you'll know which stitch you're on. So on the first 2 rows, you've just got to remember. So start with a knit, and come back to the front for a purl stitch, then back to the back for a knit stitch. It's also handy to know that if you pick up a piece of work that you haven't picked up for a while and you don't know if you're on a knit stitch or a purl stitch, if the yarn's at the back it's a knit, if the yarn's at the front it's a purl. The more experienced you get, the more you can see which stitch you're on. You recognise what the stitches look like. And if you've done some of my other videos, if you've watched those, if you've done the knit and the purl and the rib and the knit two together, you've pretty much got everything you need to start knitting a garment, really, something like a hat. So turn again, so we ended on a purl, we'll begin with a knit. So obviously if you've cast on an odd number, then it will change. You finish on a knit, you start on a purl. Although this is used for your cuffs and your collars, you can use it as the main stitch as well if you wish. And there's lots of different types of rib out there. There's 2x2. Well, there's many others. I'm sure you'll find them on garments as you go along. So there we go. I'll just do one more row. I'll show you here and then you can see. That's your knit stitch. Purls in there. So your knits are the V's. Your purls are the little lumps or the horizontal bars, if you like. Let's do one more that you can see a little bit better. we go. You can see that a little bit better now. That's your rib stitch. Hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.